Badass Buckeye out here talking about, does Ohio State have a chance against Georgia in the playoffs? According to all the experts and everything you read on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, anything on Google, the majority of people have Georgia either blowing out Ohio State or still winning the game outright. 1 out of 100 people have Ohio State winning this game. It's a little embarrassing. If you look at how Ohio State's played against Michigan, Northwestern, and Maryland, you can see why. You can see also look at how Georgia's played. Their defensive line has been really good. Georgia's defensive line is up here. Ohio State's line is down here. Ohio State's defensive line is still, you got some young people, young players on that team. They're not elite yet. They're good. They're just not elite yet. 2 of those starters are their second year, Jack Sawyer and JTT on the ends. So they're just not yet strong enough or big enough yet to be elite. Ohio State is at a disadvantage on the defensive line. Ohio State's defensive line is not going to win this game. That's not what's going to happen. We have to find out another way that Ohio State has the chance. But if you look at some of these comments on the internet, I'll show you now. Kurt Herbstreit, who's analyzer, sportscaster on TV, he warns Ohio State, it hasn't seen a competitive spirit like Georgia. This is a massive challenge. And then again, he says, could potentially get embarrassed. If that wasn't bad enough, on CBS Sports, these are the sports writer, 11 of them. You see how all these sports writers have Georgia? Only one, Barrett Sallee, he has Ohio State. So 1 out of 11 sports writers on CBS Sports has Ohio State winning against Georgia. Our very own Kurt Herbstreit, who played for Ohio State, was a quarterback for Ohio State. You just read his comments. He's very concerned about Georgia blowing out Ohio State, and they should be. You know, Georgia, they're a very good team. They have top talent. The defensive line is better than our defensive line. Offensive line is just as good as ours. I don't know how healthy we are. And that's what, you got to win the game in the trenches. And that's what Georgia does. They just bully you to death. They won the championship last year. And they expected, by the majority of experts, to win the championship game. Oh, there's another thing. Here's the kicker. The game's in Atlanta, which is 72 miles away from where they play their home games at. So basically, it's a home game. It's in Georgia, but just 72 miles away from where they play during the regular season. And they've already played at Atlanta, Georgia. The stadium they're playing in now will be the 3rd time this year. They played their first game this year against Oregon, which they blew them out of the water. And then in the SEC championship, they played LSU and dropped, 50 on them? Won that game by 20 points. So they're already blowing out the last 2 opponents there this year. Now they're playing their 3rd opponent, Ohio State. So this is going to be the 3rd game that they played at this stadium, which is 72 miles from where they play their home regular season games. It's like another home game. So is the same thing going to happen 3 times in a row? They're going to blow out their 3rd opponent, which will be Ohio State. The crowd, the fans are going to be mostly Georgia. So that's another thing. It's really a home field advantage for Georgia. And that's bad enough. But it's even demoralizing when you read all the comments on Facebook and YouTube and all the internet, all the comments saying that Ohio State's about to get smoked. And so how does Ohio State have a chance of winning this game? Well, it's going to have to be done very carefully. They're not going to win in the trenches. This is from Twitter. If Ohio State's going to win this game, it's going to be because of these 2 men, C.J. Stroud and their coach, Ryan Day. This is at the Heisman, the trophy ceremony when C.J. Stroud came in 3rd place. That's where this took place. So, yeah, it's a big feat. The only way Ohio State is going to win this game, in my opinion, their defensive line is not going to dominate. They're going to have to blitz either the safety or the linebacker on obvious passing downs. They're going to have to rush Bennett because Bennett is very efficient with his short and medium passes, thrown to the left, thrown to the right. Very efficient. So they're going to have to blitz Bennett maybe on 3rd and 5s, things like that. Ohio State's defense line is just going to have to hold their own. And, of course, we have to establish a run. We have a chance to win this game if we establish a run and C.J. Stroud is sharp. And I think blitzing on obvious 3rd downs, that's the only way I see us winning this game. Until next time, Thank you for watching. More importantly, if you're a Buckeye fan, please subscribe, and I'll be talking to you soon.